Hi everyone, when I think about Disney, I do not first think about business strategy. I think about princess dresses, magical anime films, and theme songs that many people can still sing years later. I remember when I was in school, almost every girl in my class had a same dream to visit Disneyland and feel like a princess for one day. Netflix gives me a very different feeling. It is not a dream distinction. It's a more like a quiet moment after a busy day. You open the app, scroll for a few minutes, and choose something that matches your mood. These two examples show how entertainment companies create emotional connection in different ways. In this presentation, I will compare how Disney and Netflix use intangible assets, especially storytelling, intangible property, platform experience, and brand connections to create a business value. Disney was founded in 1923 by Walt Disney and Roald Disney. It started as a small animation studio, but its value is not only from making films. A large part of Disney's success comes from intangible assets, such as its brand, characters, stories, music, and intellectual property. These assets can be used in many times in films, theme parks, products, streaming, and listening. Netflix was founded in 1997 by Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph. Its first started as a DVD rental by mail company and later became a global streaming platform. Netflix also depends on intangible assets, but in a different way. Its value comes from its platform, user data, recommendation system, or regional shows and user experience. So both companies rely on intangible assets, but they use in different business models. The first comparison is about how both companies use intangible assets to keep audience connected. For Disney, the key intangible assets is storytelling and intellectual property. A good example is Frozen. The film is not only remembered because its plot, it's remembered because of Elsa, Anna, and the song Let It Go, the dresses, and the magical world. These elements because part of Disney brand memory. These also create a business value outside the firm, such as toys, customers, theme park experiences, music, and live shows. This shows Disney can turn a story into a long-term emotional and commercial assets. In other words, Disney does not only make people watch a story, it also make people remember where, seen, and experience the story. Netflix creates value in a different way. Its key intangible asset is a platform experience. Netflix does not only compete by having one famous story. It competes by making watching easy, personal, and continuous. For example, the homepage recommends shows based on what users have watched before. Autoplay also make it easier for people to continue to the next episode. These features more make look simple, but they help Netflix build daily viewing habits and keep users engaged. So while Disney keep audiences through emotional memory and story in IP, Netflix keep audiences through convenience, data, and personalized users experience. This is main difference between the value creation models. Disney builds emotional automation. The second key issue is IP convertibility. By this, I mean whether a story can continue to create value after people finish watching it. Disney is very strong in this area. A Disney story usually does not end up on the screen. For example, Frozen can become songs, princess dresses, toys. Marvel and Star Wars work in a similar way. One successful story can be reused across many business areas. Netflix is different. It has created popular original shows, such as Squid Game, Stranger Things, and Wednesday. These shows can bring global attention and attract subscribers. However, most of Netflix's value still comes from keeping people on the platform and encouraging them to subscribe. So Netflix is very good at turning contact into attention, but it's less strong at turning contact into a wider business ecosystem. Disney's IP can create a value outside the cream, while Netflix content value is still more tied to viewing itself. A statistical comparison shows that Disney and Netflix both have a strong intangible assets, but their strengths are different. Disney advantage is more durable. Its stories, characters, music, and brand symbols are being built over a long period of time. They are also difficult for other companies to copy. Another company can make an animated princess film, but it cannot easily copy the emotional meaning of Disney princess. The Disney castles or the childhood memories linking to the brand. Netflix advantage is more flexible. Its platform can respond quickly to audience behavior. It can recommend content, test different genres, and reach global users at the same time. However, Netflix also faces a big risk. Its advantages depend heavily on user attention and subscription habits. If users find better content or a better platform elsewhere, they may leave more easily. So Disney intangible assets are harder to copy, while Netflix intangible assets are easier to scale, but also easier to challenge. Based on this comparison, my recommendation is for Netflix. Netflix should turn its strongest original shows into long-term ecosystem, not only short-term streaming hits. Shows like Stranger Things and Squid Game already global attention, but attention alone is not enough. Netflix need to make these stories last longer and create value beyond the platform. It does not need to copy Disney exactly. However, it can learn from Disney logical. Strong stories should become more than content. They can become games, products, live experience, and fan communicates. This would make Netflix intangible assets harder to copy and harder to replace. So Netflix's next challenge is not only make people watch, but to make people remember.